All right, everyone. So welcome to a little impromptu 30-minute hangout session here on DSPGaming. Reason being, first of all, I didn't feel like playing Resident Evil 0 and finishing it because the game sucks. I was tired of playing it. So then we played the Tekken 8 demo for a good 2 hours, and it's really good. I had a lot of fun. I beat all the different AI ghosts and things in it, and I'm now ready for the game on Friday coming out. And now we just have a little bit of time to kill, so we'll just do a little hangout session. Let's see what people want to talk about today. Joel Law says, I just finished Prince of Persia. I love the game. I know the release schedule is very busy. Would you ever play it? Yeah, maybe yes. Yes, I would consider doing it, perhaps. At some point. Not now, though. Jade says, I'm going to go to eat. I'd enjoy watching you play Tekken. Sounds good. He's also be here tonight for the final stream of Street Fighter 6. Sounds good, Jade. Enjoy your food. What's the next big game? Whatchamacallit? Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. It's that and Tekken. And then the week after is Foam Stars, which is the free game. I'll just give it a shot. The next big game after that is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. But we're going to have more than enough over the month of February between Like a Dragon, Tekken, continuing on Baldur's Gate 3, trying to squeeze in some Sea of Stars, maybe some Pal World, right? Like, we have a million things going on already. I don't need any other games in the rotation. What made me stop watching wrestling? Just complacency. Like, I didn't really care about it anymore. I was just like, wrestling became such an investment of time. You had to watch Raw, you had to watch SmackDown, you had to watch NXT, then you had to be in the know of all the periphery stuff going on. Oh no, now there's AEW, you got to follow that. And it becomes more of an investment of time than I wanted to put into it to like it. And quite frankly, it's like, you know what they say, like, your whole life you watch something, but then when you get older, things change. And with wrestling, to me, a lot of the times what would happen with pro wrestling is you invest a lot of time into a certain wrestler or storyline, and WWE would just fuck it up. They would just not care to give you the execution. Like, imagine right now if I were the biggest fan of Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes leaves AEW, comes back to WWE, has this whole redemption arc storyline, gets up to the point he gets injured. Now he can't be in the title picture. He comes back, recovers from injury. Then they go to WrestleMania, he loses. So what the fuck was the point, right? And WWE does this so often that I just don't care anymore to be wasting time on that. It's a product with no outcome. Imagine if you were watching a TV show for 7 seasons, and at the end of the season, your main character just dies for no reason, and then everyone else just fucking jumps off a cliff, and the show just ends. That's WWE. There's never any payoff for all of your time investment. So I don't care about it. I don't want to watch wrestling. And I lost interest when they just kept... Basically, it's the worst writing, and I'm tired of watching the worst writing, so I'm done with it. It's that simple. It would be one thing, it was like, oh, you watch one show a month or every week or something, but there's too much of a waste of time with no payoff, and that's why I just stopped caring. Literally the last wrestling match I watched in its entirety was when Drew McIntyre beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 4 years ago. That's the last match I saw, and I haven't seen one since, and I don't care. No problem, Joe Aloft. Turtle sniffer, yes, I think turtles are cool. Do I like sea turtles or land turtles more? I like all turtles equally. How about that? No problem. What do you guys want to talk about? You got to tag me in the chat. We'll talk a little bit. What do you want to chat about? Also, Kamara, we're just hanging out. I finished everything. I did everything available in the Tekken 8 demo besides the story, which I don't want to spoil. So we're just gonna hang out for half an hour here. No, I didn't watch Cody versus Roman. That's the thing, June. I haven't watched any wrestling in 4 years. I was following the trends on Twitter/X for a while, so I always knew what was going on. And you guys constantly come in my chat, talk about it. So I end up finding out about it anyway, even though I'm not really interested. So, and that's the thing. Like, I've tried so hard to unfollow all wrestling on social media, and every once in a while, it still shows up. And I'm like, I don't care. Unfollow, block, unfollow, block. It's like, it's crazy. You love the hat? You think this hat is silly? You think this hat is silly? It's a serious beret. How dare you make fun of my beret? How did the stream go last night? It went super well, Gabriel. We had a lot of fun together. 2 hours of reacting to the original Red Dead 1 playthrough. Yes, the commentary is ridiculous, but at the same time, it was fun to watch it and react to it after all these years. I had a splendid time, and so did the audience, and they wanted me to do another one right away, but I told them it's really supposed to be something that I'm going to do rarely in balance in with everything else that I do. It's definitely not something that, you know, I want to take up time from new games or stuff like that to do. But maybe every couple of weeks or whatever, we'll see. What? I should hold my own Street Fighter tournament and commentate. Huh? How exactly do you think I would hold a tournament and commentate on it? Like, what are you talking about? Huh? Oh, Resident Evil 0, we just gave up on No Sleep Real Lives. It sucks. I'm soft locked at that fucking leech boss, and the game is so bad that the camera angles, you can't see it. I don't have enough healing items. I don't have enough ammo to beat it, and I'm not backtracking and reloading. I just don't care. The game's terrible, and I already beat it 8 years ago, so I gave up. I played the Tekken demo instead, and it was much better. 672, I cannot switch between throwback and reacts. I have to do reacts every week. That's the entire point of being a member on the React show. You see? I can't just do it every other week, because then members would be pretty upset. Would I do a Resident Evil marathon during downtime? I mean, I casually play the Resident Evil games from time to time. A year ago, I played 1. Now I played 0. Obviously, we played 4 Remake. We played 3 Remake, 2 Remake. So, I don't think a marathon really makes sense. It's good to play one every once in a while to mix stuff up. But I don't know about doing a whole marathon of them. You probably get burnt out, right? No, I didn't see WWE 2K24 reveal again. I don't care. I haven't bought one since 2022. We haven't done a single thing with the wrestling game in the last year. I don't care about it. I've lost complete interest in it. Joel Loft, I can't answer that question. He says, if you had to pick between playing Rise of the Ronin or Ghost of Tsushima 2, which would you play? How do you know? Rise of the Ronin's not out yet. So you don't know if it's any good. It could be amazing. It could not be that good, you know. Ghost of Tsushima 1 was amazingly good at launch. It was a great summer game for COVID. Remember, it was COVID year? It was such a great summer game for COVID, and it basically did better what people wanted to see in Assassin's Creed. It did it even better than what Assassin's Creed currently was doing, which kind of was embarrassing for them, I'm sure. And obviously, we all want the sequel, but I'm not going to make a judgment between games that aren't out, you know? Oh, let's see here. Super Snow Carl Turbo HD Remix just did a $6 tip. Thank you. Cool. He says, yeah, I'm aware that Mike Klum's been going around and doing interviews and stuff, right? I don't know. They were talking about how I don't do content with other creators and that exclusivity makes me more in demand. Oh, I really don't care. I'm the Disney and Nintendo of guest appearances. There you go. I don't really give a shit. You know? I'm not doing the documentary, right? I have no reason to continue to talk about this endlessly. I've heard that Mike Klum, when he's getting interviewed, is being very nice and basically 100% backing me up at all the things that I've said, because I didn't lie. I'm telling you guys the truth about the reasons why I'm not doing it. And that's excellent. And, you know, I'm happy to hear. But I just find it funny that I decide not to do a documentary, and this becomes news, and now there's interviews. I'm not doing it. It's not that I'm doing it and you're getting information about it. I'm literally not doing it. So just get this straight. Me making the decision to not do something is so important to those people that they all have to make a round of content about it. What? Why am I so important to them? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I decided to not. So if I decide not to take a shit or take a shit, either one is content for them, right? If I decide to have a ham sandwich or a bologna, that's content, correct? Like, I'm not doing the documentary. Why would you interview Mike Clone? I decided not to do it. The man has no information, inside information. He has nothing because we didn't do it. So why are you interviewing him? It just doesn't make any sense at all. I'm sorry. If I decided not to do a documentary and this became content for you, your content sucks and you're a terrible content creator. Really. No, I mean it. Anyone who covered this as a story, anyone who did an interview, you suck. You're pathetic. Make real content. Me making a decision about something for me and my viewer base and my family is not content for you. You're a hack. Really. That's fucking pathetic and embarrassing that that's what you're doing right now. Unreal. Anyway, let's change the subject because I don't want to talk about nonsense, okay? We have about 20 minutes left. Let's not talk. Actually, we have about 15 minutes left. I didn't realize how much time passed already. Okay. I don't remember how I said delicious juice during my Pikmin 3 playthrough. I know I said the joke was, first you get the fruit, you squeeze the fruit, you get the juice, and you drink the juice. I remember that. But that's all I remember. We're going with Blanca tonight in Street Fighter 6. That's the final character. Because he was my best character overall, I feel. Even though I do think I did insanely good with Dalsim, I think that he's the best character I used at a competitive capacity. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't pick top tiers. So he's the best character out of all the ones I used. And I'll probably do the best with him. So. What sauce do I eat chicken tenders with? Either like a honey mustard. It depends. Honey mustard, sweet, sour, or barbecue are all fine. I would have one of those. I don't even know what Path of Exile is, so no, I would not consider a nighttime long playthrough of it. I don't know what it is. Ranch? Eh. I don't really like ranch with a chicken tender, honestly. Or buffalo. Nah. Favorite Final Destination movie? I mean, aren't they all kind of the same movie? Right? How many were there? 5? I've seen them all. They're all kind of the same. And I think they're all entertaining, but they're not movies that I would watch often or back a lot. Like, you see it once or twice, you see the ridiculous kills, and you kind of like, okay, do you wait like 5 years? Oh, I feel like watching them again. And you just go through, watch them all again, right? But I don't have like a favorite or anything. Yeah, I'm done with Resident Evil 0. I don't care about it. I already beat it. It's too frustrating. It's not fun. And here I am in the end game, and it's like, oh, you're soft locked again. I was like, what is this, like the 3rd time? Fuck this piece of shit. I'm done with this game. I got other things to do. I played Tekken and had a blast, so fuck that game. Yes, Tekken 8 is supposedly cross-platform. At launch, I think yes, just like Street Fighter was. Unlike Mortal Kombat 1, which didn't get cross-platform, so no one cared, and I don't think they ever did it, right? I don't think they ever even implemented it, or if they did, no one cares because no one plays it anymore. Path of Exile is an ARPG that reinvented the genre, pushing the genre past the Apex Diablo. Oh, I see. So you're basically, it's that other game people were talking about when I was playing Diablo 4, saying it was better. Okay. I don't know if that would really appeal to my audience. Diablo 4 didn't, so... I used Paul and Kazuya in the Tekken 8 demo. Anzo Kamaru asked, if visual novels weren't so long and rough on my throat, would I play more? Yes. People actually recently have asked me for visual novels. Like, I guess there's a Phoenix Wright collection that either just released or is about to release. And people are actually, like, just so nostalgic about my old playthroughs of that genre, or that franchise, that they were asking me, am I going to play them? I'm like, no. You know, I have no desire to play that. And, like, why? Too long. Too much reading, you know, basically makes my throat get worn out. Like, if you remember back in the day, this was before I was a live streamer, I lost my voice playing Phoenix Wright. And it's like, I can't do that. I have to be here all day. I have to do podcast. I have to do multiple shows. I can't lose my voice because of one genre of game making me read so much. So, sadly, I just don't really think it's even viable anymore. Maybe one day as a special thing, but I don't think so. Oh, is it true? The new Ace Attorney collection is this Thursday. Gotcha. So that's why some people have been asking me recently. That makes sense. By the way, guys, everything is fine with the channel, correct? Like, the ability to super chat and do a membership is all there, right? I only asked because we had, like, a big, almost 3 hours now with nothing, and it makes me fucking nervous. I know I'm paranoid. I mean, rightly so. With the amount of idiots out there doing fucked up stuff, I get worried when I look at it and nothing's happening. I'm like, did it fuck up? Is something wrong? I hope not. Like, I thought that with tips. Someone said there was something wrong with tips, but there wasn't, which was good. So hopefully everything, as long as it looks fine. No one has to contribute. Just asking, does it look okay? Please tell me everything's still there. Beyond mystery, no one knows what you're talking about. Just ignore you. No one has any concept of what you're speaking of. Sorry. 672 did a super chat. He said Baltimore Ravens will be the future Super Bowl champs. I've not followed, so I don't even know who's been doing good and who did poorly. What's hilarious is people are talking about it in my chat, and I'm so not a sports-minded guy in this part of my life that it goes in here, one in here, out the other. Like, I'm absolutely positive. Last night, someone was talking about who won the game, and I don't remember. I've already forgotten because I wasn't paying any attention. Play cool. Overall, to answer your question, yeah. Yes. It's a specific question about support level, so I don't need to answer it publicly, but the answer is yes. Yes, but be careful about tipping, because tipping, there's a catch. That every time that you tip someone on PayPal, PayPal takes a base fee cut and then a percentile of the tip. So, for example, let's say you wanted to tip someone and you wanted to give them $5. If you tip them $5 in one go versus tipping them five $1 tips, it's completely different. The $5 tip they'll get most of. The five $1 tips they will not get a lot of. You lose like 30 cents per transaction. So it would be like 60 cents versus like almost full $5. Do you see the difference? So that's the catch a lot of people don't realize. And they'll sit here doing dollar tips all day, infinitely paying PayPal. Like, if it's really how you want to do it, just understand I'm not really getting that, you know. Okay. Anything else? Guys, we got to like we have around 5 minutes left. What do you want to talk about? People stopped tagging me in the chat. They fell asleep. What's going on? Wake up. We got a few minutes left. Nosy Real Lives, I'm glad you enjoyed the commentary last night on the Red Dead. I had a lot of fun doing that. Oh, no, see, here's the thing. I could raise tips to whatever I want, but it's not. I'm not going to raise minimum. What it is people tip whatever they want. But I have the ability right now to say, hey, I just decided not to engage with tips below a certain amount. I could do that, but I would prefer to be reasonable. Like I told everyone, $1 tip. I will read it out. I'll respond. But anything smaller than that, you could have someone doing a bunch of penny tips. What do you think? I'm going to sit here all day reading that and never do commentary or never do gameplay or commentary? No. You know, so you have to have a limit at some point, right? But I'm pretty lenient with the dollar. I mean, how many other content creators read out every $1? Probably not many. NFL Blitz 2000 has been made playable on Fightcade. Oh, yeah. Do I like pumpkin-scented things? In general, yes. Any initial or parting thoughts on Street Fighter 6? Yeah, the game's been great. That game for me reinvigorated fighting games because Street Fighter 5 deflated fighting games for me and made it that I didn't really care about them that much anymore. And then Street Fighter 6 was good enough. It listened to all the feedback people gave and improved the game. It's not perfect. It definitely has things that need to be improved. The balance of the characters, I mean, the top tiers are too dominant. And because it's rollback netcode, it favors a certain style of play, which is why you always see a million Kens, Cammies, Juries, DJs online, and it's very hard to find anyone good playing at a good level with the lower tiers. They don't have a chance, right? So it's not flawless, but it's probably the best that they could have done to improve in this next iteration, and I feel like hopefully they will listen to more feedback and improve the game even further in future updates. But absolutely, they did it right. And that's what we were all wondering, were they going to do it right? After Street Fighter V literally did every step wrong, would they fix it with Street Fighter 6? And they have. The only problem with Street Fighter 6 is the music. The music is fucking bad. I don't know what they were thinking, getting whoever composed it. It sucks. That's terrible music for that kind of a game. But outside of that, everything else about the game is great. So, excuse me. I got phlegm in my throat today. It's really bothering me. Hopefully it'll clear out over dinner. No, demo of Tekken 8 looks great. Looks great. Performs great. You know, everything. For me with Tekken, the problem will always be that I'm not good at it. And will I have enough time to invest in it or knowledge and ability to pick up on stuff quick to get better at it? Because at least with Street Fighter, I have a background in Street Fighter. So even though I had to learn a ton of new mechanics for Street Fighter 6, and it took a while, I would say it probably took me about 2 months before I really understood all the mechanics. At least that fundamental knowledge of the game that I had allowed me to do well, right? With Tekken, I have fundamental knowledge, but only with like the older characters. I don't really have knowledge of any of the newer characters, nor do I have any of the knowledge of the real major juggles or OTGs, because that stuff wasn't present in the earlier games that I played the hell out of. When they went to later iterations where it became all about the juggle and all about this, I didn't have that knowledge. I never learned it. So to me, I love Tekken, but I don't know if I'm going to get good at it. I like to, but I feel like it's going to be much harder than Street Fighter was. So for me, it's like, I'm going to have to study, like play and study freaking videos, right? In order to see, like, what are his good moves that are fast, that can punish stuff? What are the things people are doing to mix up? And what are the things people are doing for juggles? I don't know. I literally don't know what people are going to do with Paul for that, so I need to watch others. And it's going to be the same thing for every character. I'm sure every character will have good juggles. I just need to learn them, right? So, we'll see what happens. Cool. That's right. Tomorrow, Act 2 begins in Baldur's Gate 3. That should be exciting. I don't know what the changes will be, but I think I will institute Shadowheart. I'll bring her in and give Will a break and bring in Shadowheart because apparently I found all kinds of weapons and armor and things that are going to make her great. And we'll see how that goes tomorrow. I'm excited for that. Yep. Well, here's the thing. Girl Wearing Purple says as long as you enjoy it, I don't think you need to be competitive at it. At first, that's correct. There's going to be a story mode. There's going to be an arcade mode. There's going to be online play I'm going to do. And all that can last for weeks and weeks. But eventually you're going to get to the point where it's kind of the point where you need to decide, do you want to get better and continue to play or drop it? And that's what happened with Tekken 7. I remember I played it for several weeks, and I got to the point where I was like, okay, with this basic knowledge I have, I'm never going to get better until I make the real commitment now to learn better strategies. And for me, at that point in Tekken 7, I didn't want to make the commitment. So I basically just dropped it. I said, I will never get better until I study and practice. And, you know, that's what I did in Street Fighter 6. Every time I played a character, I studied videos. I was watching them the night before I played and learning strategies, then instituting that strategy the next day when I play. And if I do that in Tekken, I might be able to get better. But, you know, initially, any new fighting game has enough content, usually, to this day, they all have the story modes and everything, to support for several weeks, right? And that's a great thing. But in order to keep playing it, you need to get better. Like, the whole idea is to eventually get better and improve. If you're not improving, then why are you playing it long term, right? So, all right, everyone. Well, thank you. Great little session here. Hope you enjoyed the little bit of Q&A. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.